If you're around water, if you're by a community pool, triple-digit heat's okay. If you're in the shade at a River Cats game, like we saw Bria there over the weekend, you can manage these heat waves because here's the thing about a heat wave. It's very predictable. They're easy to forecast. You know exactly what's going to happen when. It's just planning things around the hot part of the day, and you can navigate these heat waves just fine. It's some of the unintended things or some of the unexpected things that are really difficult to manage, like fires breaking out or losing power during a heat wave. Those are rough ones. Okay, remember, you can always send me a photo of what you're up to over the weekend or even during the week. Send it right to me through the ABC 10 app. Okay, so these are the things I think that are important for today. We're looking at 90s for highs today, and then we're looking at 80s for a good chunk of the rest of this week. So this is a big cool down. Now, we still have the behind the scenes ongoing issues, even with the cool down, the ongoing drought. We still have an elevated fire risk, and in some communities, like the higher elevations of the foothills, there's a greater fire risk. Now, why would that be? Well, anytime you have 5 days of extreme heat, it bakes out the vegetation to much drier levels, and that increases the overall fire risk. Now, I do not see a red flag warning in the near future. That's when you really go to truly bad levels of a fire risk. But just in the background, things are getting worse. We're drying out, and that's just an unfortunate side effect of these long-lasting heat waves that were even in the higher elevations. The only thing left here is far northern California, and that's the exact spot that could be looking at thunderstorms. You may be thinking, that's great. A little bit of rain in California, always a good thing. I think if we get thunderstorms in that zone, the rain dries out before it hits the ground. That's dry lightning risk, so watch out for a fire risk in that area, at least today, maybe tomorrow as well. So for everybody else in our local area, what's changed? Well, really, onshore winds is really the name of the game. Anytime the wind shifts around and comes in off the ocean, you at first are going to see the delta breeze effect. See this dark green here? That's some of the areas getting early relief from some of the heat. Higher up in elevation, that ocean cooled air is kind of shallow, so it just can't get up a couple thousand feet, and that's why we're seeing temperatures in the 70s right now. So again, it's a great local microclimate that we have almost every time it gets hot. You can't expect that ocean cooled air to run in unless you're in the middle of a major heat wave. Then that whole phenomenon just shuts off and you get no help from the ocean. So things have changed. Onshore winds, temperatures coming down. It takes a couple days for it to filter out from most locations, but it is coming in the coming days. And then when it really ramps up tonight and tomorrow, the onshore wind effect, look for thick fog in the Bay Area and maybe even some patchy drizzle. Now, this is going to be uneven as far as the cooling. We're looking at 90s for the foothills. You're going to see a mix of 90s and 80s. All depends on how much ocean wind you get. In Walnut Grove, you're going to get a lot of it. 85 for the high. Everybody else 90s, 80s for everybody tomorrow, and then triple digits coming back this weekend.